I'm going to quote verbatim.
Yes.
It says, the other thing which we notice is the age of those who have applied to go to the university.
Yes.
Some of them are too young. We are going to look at it because they are too young to understand what a university education is all about.
Yes.
So I think that's what is causing all this conversation.
And actually I agree with him absolutely that the people that get into the university are too young. And I'll give you one example.
All right.
I wrote JAMB when I was a young man. I guess you did too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe your generation, your parents took you there. In my own generation,
No, I went by myself.
Went by myself.
I went by myself, yeah.
These days, there's no way they will go by themselves. I took my daughter there on Monday. That girl had never crossed the road before, but she wants to go to the university. Get the point? So when you bring children like that into the university system, you create other problems for those managing the system. So to that extent, that if it is a proposal for us to look into and up the age, the entry requirement to 18, makes a whole lot of sense. But when you want to implement it now as a directive, I have a big problem with that because,
Since you have a big problem with implementing it now,
Yes.
when should that be? When should the law be implemented?
Yes, I think it's a question of, I mean, if you put a law in place today, you give a certain period within which parents should begin to prepare, because there's a logic to which, that responsible for why children get into university at that age.
Can you give us?
Yes, first of all, I don't know where Nigerian parents are running to with the children. So some of them, if you want to send them to nursery school right in the womb, as soon as they are born, they send them to school. So by the time you know it, they get into primary school, and then they graduate at a very tender age. Of course, having left primary school at a very young age, you don't keep the child at home now. The child will have to go to the university, to the secondary school, and then they are leaving secondary school at 15, most cases 15, 16. My daughter, she's leaving 16, going 17, and I remember the other day she was not happy that her mate is now in year 1, and I was telling her that in sensible societies, people don't go to school as children, to the university as children. They go to university. University for young adults, not small children. If it took 5 as your age of going to primary school, you will do 5 years in primary school. From age 5 upward, you do 6 years.
That's 11.
That's 11. Now plus 6 years secondary, that is 17. Then plus 6 years medicine, if you're doing medicine.
That's 25.
25 is not a bad age for a man to start life.
In our society,
Yes.
they'll tell you you're late.
Yeah, but because of the pressures we put, and I've been asking, what is the essence of all of this? And is it to rush into unemployment? Because at the end of the day, when you graduate at 17 or 18 or 19, and then you come to this, there are no jobs. There are no jobs. So in fact, somebody was commenting that he stayed about 15 years before he got a job, and that not long after he got the job, he said he has about 25 years more to work and he'll be retiring.
Yeah.
So what was the whole idea of the rush? Because why would somebody stay for 15 years without a job? It's because he didn't have skills. No question about that.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay.
There's no question. If you say any first class graduate that graduates from university today and doesn't have a job for 3 years, he didn't end the first class.
How do you mean?
Yes.
I know someone in school who read and got his first class.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, tell me.
First class people are sought after. Even in this society where merit doesn't appear to reign. In the private sector, a properly organized company cannot be recruiting mediocres. They will be looking for the best brains.
Of course.
In this Nigeria today, that there are no jobs, we talk about no jobs. People are changing jobs every day. So it's about the employability. In fact, while we were in Israel for one training, the resource person actually drew a distinction between human resources and manpower. Manpower are just the human beings. But human resources are those people that really have the proper skills to offer. And we have, most of the time, you go to a large organization, the bulk of the people have their manpower. They are not human resources.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I believe strongly, no first-class graduate, what is sought, will be in the labor market for even 2 good years. But people go to school. The type I told you now, to go to school was a problem. You cannot write a long essay. You cannot write one sentence. You graduate. You can't get a job, except when you have some ethnic-minded person that is recruiting people in ministry that then passes ethnic people into the place. Otherwise, with the kind of people I see today in the university, I've had occasion to ask them, where will you work when you leave school? Because you can't write this thing. In final year political science, and you can't make a sentence, makes no sense.
So
those are the people that stay for 15 years.
but you know, these are some of the people who have also become doctors and professors. What will you say about that?
Oh yes, I mean, the chicken must come home to roost. That's how it works. These people have also come back to become lecturers, and they have become professors. So
I did that intentionally because this is the system.
Yes.
I asked you if it is lacking in essence, and it felt like a wrong question. But these same people. These same people have graduated, like you've said.
Yes.
They have now become PhD holders and professors.
Yes.
And so what do you make of that?
Oh yes, this society is a society that is very conscious of qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
Even in my time, which is not too far, it's not like ancient history. In my era, people who were not seen or believed to be brilliant didn't have any business with a PhD. But these days, the kind of PhD that I see, the kind of people that are getting PhD, they're answering doctor. And of course, that translated to the kind of people that I see answering professor. Hey, only God knows where we are going.